All right, guys. Justin here. Want to talk to you guys about disclosures, specifically when you're party to the contract, when to disclose you're a realtor, that sort of stuff. Apparently, we're having a little bit of an issue with that concept, and just want to make sure you guys understand it is kind of important to disclose this stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, the ramifications can be very, like, so bad. It can be very, very bad. And we don't want you causing that kind of liability for yourself and by extension us. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So paragraph 4, if you look at the 1-4 family residential contract, license holder disclosure. Pretty much 90% of what you need to know is already there. It's pretty self-explanatory, at least to me. If you're related to somebody, basically if you're a family member married to them, or if you have a 10% ownership of an entity that's party to the contract, those need to be disclosed. So I'll even go even further. If you think there's any potential relation, if there's some kind of relationship, familial, blood, even if it's a cousin, you should be disclosing it. The ramifications, like there's something called detrimental reliance. And if someone detrimentally relied on this information and it was misrepresented and it causes damages, that becomes a situation. And yeah, I mean, just basically the damages would be someone bought a property based on false pretenses, and then someone's going to be owed $250,000, $500,000. Okay, so it's or whatever whatever the damages are. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrific. All right, let's go through this. Representing yourself, that should be self-explanatory. If you're even, yeah, here's one of the rebuttals I've heard. I'm not taking a commission. That's so dumb. It's ridiculous. Like, you're not taking a commission because you're making a profit on the other side. No, duh. Yeah, get that disclosed. If you're married, that one should be pretty self-explanatory too. One of the rebuttals we've heard is, oh, I'm not a party to the entity. My husband is. The same rules apply, just like if it was for yourself and that was your entity. Okay. Going on the sometimes people forget. If you forget to do it, doesn't mean you can't do it anymore. You still got to do it. And don't just write it in. If the contract's already executed, it needs to be put into an amendment. It's like a special provision section for an amendment. That section right there, little paragraph 9. Throw it in there. Blah, blah, blah is related to XYZ. Pretty straightforward. It needs to be put in there. It needs to be amended in and initialed. When you're throwing big dollars around, and the worst situation I've seen before is some girl was trying to do an intermediary agreement, and her mother was the seller, and she didn't disclose it, and they were trying to do some weird wraparound owner finance mortgage thing. Like, it was every bad thing that could have been done the worst way possible. And yeah, it's like 3 years later, they're still in a lawsuit. It's so bad. Just it's not worth it, guys. Just make sure you disclose it. The reason why you disclose it is that you need to disclose if there's potential, not necessarily conflict of interest, but know where there might be extra loyalties just because you're blood, or family. If you have any questions, give me a holler and I can tell you a little bit more about it. Thanks, guys.